Greetings everyone, welcome back to the grim darkness of the far future. And you'll probably notice something a little different. The character screen now actually shows all your characters, at least to some extent. Gives you some idea what's there. I'm not sure how much this really reveals for the Elfdar, but whatever. You'll probably notice that I spent my Rogue Trader coins. I bought this very orky looking tracer shooter and this very chaosy looking Hellkiss Melt-A-Gun. Unfortunately, the Space Marine stuff didn't really appeal to me very much, but the big thing right now is that the Space Wolves are finally effing here. Now, I should warn you ahead of time, this is probably going to get a little kind of ranty. I am going to get in a bit of a geek rant as we go over the Space Wolves. For Chaos, Iron Warriors are also available, but as most of you know, I already kind of like the Alpha Legion. You're going to notice in the loadout screen also that a lot of item selections have disappeared. These have been moved to the advancement tree. So unfortunately, at the moment, custom loadouts are not going to be very good until you get some progression in the game. I believe those items are still going to be available in the standard loadouts. So while I can still have a Melt-A-Gun, things like grenades and whatnot are not available, which I find kind of annoying. Like, at least let us have the grenades, you know? Anyway, so as you notice, everything's rank 1 again. There was another character reset. I imagine there's going to be another character reset within the next couple of weeks, as I think the game goes to full release on September 23rd. Which I'm not particularly crazy about. I don't think they've let the game progress enough in early access yet. I think they should wait until open world becomes available, but I imagine that the developer is under a lot of pressure from the publisher, who is Bandai Namco. But we'll move in here. Like loadouts, you'll notice here, like the armor sets that were available before are not. You do not have any of these little weapon accessories, although they're available for more than one weapon now, apparently. You do still have your choice of pistols. But let's go over the Space Wolves. This is what I've been waiting for. This is my absolute favorite effing chapter in the game. Why? Because they're Space Viking werewolves. Wolflord Daka is actually what I was originally going to call myself on YouTube, and I believe I went through an extra life with that name before I settled on Mythical Daka. I figured I'd resurrect it here since it seemed appropriate for playing a Space Wolf. Oh, let me show you the advancements real quick. So yeah, this is where all the items are supposedly moved off to. But I currently have no advancement points because I'm only rank 1. Yeah, these guys are based on the world of Fenris. There's a big thing separating them from the other chapters is while most Space Marine chapters follow the Codex Astartes to some degree, these guys do whatever the opposite of following the Codex Astartes would be. It's a document created by the Primarch of the Ultramarines. Primarch is basically a demigod / general for each of the first founding Space Marine chapters, of which the Space Wolves are one. They were led by the most awesome Primarch ever, Leman Russ. So badass, he has a tank named after him in the Imperial Guard. Robot Gulliman, or Robot Girly Man, or Rawbutt Girly Man, or something along those lines. It was the Primarch of the Ultramarines, and he thought that the Space Marines really needed a handy-dandy rulebook on how to actually fight a war. Roughly half the Loyalist Legion sided with him, the other half did not, Leman Russ being the most vocal opponent. It was also Gulliman's idea that the legions be split into chapters, of which roughly half of them are probably Ultramarine successors. Space Wolves were only split off once, and it was not successful due to problems with their gene seed. I'm not going to go into details on all of this. If you really want to look into that extremely geeky lore, you can. Go into Lexiconum or something like that. So the Space Wolves are essentially at Legion strength because screw the Ultramarines. What I'm a little disappointed with the models right now, and it may be coming down the pipeline, is lack of customization. Of all the chapters, the Space Wolves are the most customizable, even on the tabletop. They have all kinds of wolf teeth and wolf pelts and wolf tails and all kinds of other wolf motif stuff going on. One other significant difference I should point out, the left shoulder plate here. This is generally regarded as kind of the Space Wolves chapter sigil, but it's really not. You'll see this plastered all over just about everything Space Wolves. So it's sort of the de facto chapter sigil. Space Wolves don't actually wear the chapter sigil on their left shoulder plate. This is actually the Great Company symbol. And specifically, this is for Ragnar Blackmane's Great Company. I hope they will give you some options to change that, because there's 12, well, technically 13, but the 13th is kind of lost in the warp or something right now. There are 12 Great Companies available. But if they don't, I think that's okay. They've already kind of justified it, as Ragnar Blackmane is supposed to be the leader of the Space Wolves in this particular game, for this particular campaign. So if you have to use his chapter symbol, at least they've justified it in the lore. Now, the Space Wolves chapter structure is a little different from other Space Marines. Although Scouts aren't in the game, typically Scouts are where you would start off as the first leg of your journey in becoming a Space Marine. This is where you'll start getting all the different bio-implants and enhancements and other augmentations and whatnot. And you'll learn the ropes. They'll have slightly different weapons. They're actually reasonably well armored for light infantry. Space Wolves don't do that. They don't start as Scouts. Scouts are actually typically an elite choice for these guys, at least on the tabletop. There's Space Marines who get picked out of the normal Space Marine ranks and assigned to a Scout squad. I don't remember what the criteria are for that. And let me see if I can remember this. Once you graduate from a Scout, you get assigned to a Devastator squad in the reserve companies. From Devastator, I think you move up to Assault, and from Assault you move to Tactical. Reason being, you have a clearly defined role in Devastator and Assault. Devastators are the heavy weapon guys. Assault is close combat shock troops. Tactical has to have a degree of flexibility, depending on the situation. Anyway, so you move up through those ranks. Space Wolves, you actually start off as what they call a Blood Claw, and you get promoted to Grey Hunter, which is equivalent to a Tactical Marine, and then you can become a Long Fang if you're around long enough. That's the heavy weapon squad. That's the equivalent to a Devastator. And you can be picked to become part of the Wolf Guard, which are elite troops. From the Wolf Guard, you become a Wolf Lord, which is equivalent to a captain. So what I was glad to see, as you probably noticed earlier, that they did at least get the class names right. At the Tactical, they do call the Grey Hunter, and this is actually correct. Grey Hunter's the right shoulder pauldron denotes what your role in the Space Wolves is. Grey Hunters have a red and black pattern, which again, I hope you might be able to customize this a little bit. Long Fangs have a black and white pattern. Now, here's where things go off the rails a little bit, and I hope it gets fixed because it really annoys the crap out of me. They call this a Sky Claw, which is accurate. Sky Claws are Blood Claws who are assigned the jetpack. This is actually considered something of a punishment. These are the guys that they find difficult to rein in, as Sky Claws are extremely close combat oriented. And the Space Wolves are intended to be a little more close combat oriented than Codex Space Marines. And that's one thing I should point out, is I am a little disappointed that it appears right now Space Wolves are simply a cosmetic difference, but whatever the case. Skyclaws are actually supposed to have a red and yellow pattern on their right shoulder plate, same as any other Bloodclaw. This is black and yellow, that's supposed to be Wolfguard. So, behavior interactive, that needs to get fixed ASAP. Whether or not a Skyclaw actually has access to power axes, and I'm pretty sure they can do plasma pistols. I'm not sure about this. This guy that I just call Grey Hunter Pack Leader, he's essentially got a Stern Guard Bolter. I'm not totally sure what I was going to do with this guy. He was probably going to be my Suicide Bomber, which is Bolter Melt-A-Bomb. And this guy that I've dubbed Wannabe Wolfguard, who also has the wrong colors on his shoulder, this is the Bloodclaw. Now, there's significant problems with that. Again, wrong colors on the shoulder plate, Power Maul, and Storm Shield. Again, as I mentioned on Codex Marines, they're not supposed to just be able to grab a Storm Shield anytime they feel like it. This is supposed to be safe for elite troops or HQ units. Bloodclaws is supposed to be, and if I can bring myself to do it, I'll probably end up playing like that. Bolt Pistol, Chainsword. Boom, done. I do believe they can take Power Swords. I'm not sure about Power Mauls. They definitely can't do Storm Shields. They maybe can do Plasma Pistols. And let me go and edit this so I can show you the last class selection. Instead of Apothecaries, Space Wolves have Wolf Priests, which looks significantly more badass than an Apothecary. Now, one issue with this guy is actually supposed to be an HQ choice for Space Wolves. They're not technically a troops option for Space Marines either. They're actually, I think, only available as part of a command squad on the tabletop. But I understand we need healers here. This guy, the Wolf Priest, is basically a combination of an Apothecary and a Space Marine Chaplain, who are the religious zealots of the Space Marine chapters. And they come with these handy-dandy holy symbol / beat sticks. Now, I don't remember, someone can correct me on this, feel free at least, if Wolf Priests actually are functionally like a Apothecary on the tabletop. I don't remember them being like that, but my codex is outdated. I have the 5th edition codex. And I don't remember them giving Feel No Pain to whatever squad they're attached to. I do remember lore-wise their job is the same as Apothecaries in the sense that it's their job to recover the Gene Seed from fallen Battle Brothers. But I don't remember them having the Narthesium. And they get the usual access to the same bolt gun, bolt pistol, and plasma pistol as anyone else. But this guy should be a little more killy in close combat thanks to the Crozius. And then, of course, he's got the badass Wolf Skull helmet. Right shoulder plate, I don't remember. It's probably not supposed to be in Long Fang colors. I don't remember exactly what they're supposed to do with that. And we'll discard that. I actually don't want to play as a healer, so... Alright, so I think that's the end of my rant for the time being. Space Marines versus Eldar. That ought to be interesting. That's not a match that I see very often. Medusa Relay. I don't think I've played that map yet. Still the same old loading screen. And we still have yet to see any Space Marine Thunderhawks. But anyway, so now that Space Wolves are available, that will be my permanent Space Marine chapter, and I can actually earn some progress here. Even though things are probably going to be reset in the next week and a half or so from the time that you see this. And I do apologize for the video being a little late. I didn't get a chance to record it over the weekend. A bit of a long loading time. Oh no, I think I've played this map before. Anyway. I am definitely glad to see that we're getting previews on everything here. Ah, see the presets, they do have all the extra stuff. Oh, yeah, one other part of my rant that I kind of forgot. Let's go to B, since that seems to be where the action is. Grey Hunters. One of the reasons they're good in close combat is their extreme flexibility. Because they're supposed to be carrying a bolter and chainsword at the same time. Not bolter and combat knife, bolter and chainsword. And they dual wield them. I don't know why I'm shooting at anybody. I think I'm so used to shooting at Chaos Marines, I'm mistakenly shooting at Loyalists. Yeah, let's execute him. Alright, my first execution is a Space Wolf. And that's actually kind of disappointing to what it used to be. You used to shoot them a bunch of times. Now you only shoot them once. I'm actually glad to see some Brother Wolves here. We got a Long Fang kicking around and a Blood Claw. And a Wolf Priest. Yeah, Space Wolves, represent, man. On the tabletop, their close combat prowess comes from the counterattack special ability, and what that does is allows them to gain an extra attack on the charge when they get charged, rather, at least most of the time. It requires, I think, a leadership check, but normally you get an extra attack when you charge, but they're just as good being charged, which means that they don't have to try to figure out whether to sit back and rapid fire or go ahead and charge and start bashing faces in. They can sit back, let the enemy come to them, and then bash their faces in. You can ask Mystery Squick about that. His encounters with my Space Wolves in that regard. It hasn't gone well for him, mostly because the dice hate him. I don't have the firepower for this. Where's the shooting coming from? See, now I wish I had a melta gun. I hate hiding behind cover like a coward. But I don't even have a power fist to mess up that tank. It's a heavy bolter. Oh, I guess the heavy bolter did the job, huh? Nice. And let's shoot some space elves. As the grav tank is hit by a rhino. honestly don't remember the last time I lived this long. Let's use the Rhino for cover. How's that sound? I kind of wish I had a Stalker Bolter. Hey, hit the reload button. Yeah, you better duck. Alright, let's get moving. Get some holy vengeance in the name of Russ and the Allfather. Ah, and I'm completely out of ammo now. And that didn't last long. Alright, change loadout. Long Fang preset, as much as I love that. I really wish I had a missile launcher. Let's go with this dude. I'll be a silly Skyclaw. Sounds like a new voice pack. I like that. I didn't really hear what he said, but it sounded more Viking-y. Alright, he sounds Scottish, which is not good, but whatever. Okay, he does sound angry and violent, so I guess I'll take that. I think my game is bugged. We didn't win his Eldar. Alright, since that was kind of short, we're going to go ahead and do another round here. It's going to make for a bit of a longish video, but whatever. A lot of that has to do with my epic rant. And plus, I'm just so bloody excited to be able to play as a Space Wolf finally. I do like that the little platform he's standing on kind of resembles the model stands for the tabletop. But, you know, developer needs to fix the colors on the right shoulder plate. Give us some customization options, which I believe are coming in the pipeline. Ooh, orcs. I like that. And, yeah. Give us more than just cosmetic differences. I mean, the Dark Angels and the Blood Angels need some stuff, too, because they have their own separate codices. They generally follow the Codex Astartes, but they do kind of have their own thing going on. I don't know if maybe eventually we'll be able to play as Ravenwing Bikers in the Dark Angels, or maybe Deathwing Terminators. I really do hope that we get to play Terminators soon. I will seriously have a nerdgasm if that happens. Alright, go with Axe to Grind here, play Assault Marine. Yes, good. I'm glad to hear separate voice pack. They should probably do a different voice pack for each chapter. Ugh. Last anything that looks orky. And down I go. Because I'm not very good at close combat in this game. Alright. We'll go with the Long Fang, because back when I played Space Marine, the Heavy Bolter was my best weapon. Probably because of all the holy Daka that it can spew forth. Stick bomb. Yes, I do love me some heavy bolter action. Please don't walk in front of the heavy bolter, people. Don't think I got him. I think someone else did. Orcs have nearly taken what outpost? I haven't taken this one. They've hardly gotten in here. Well, that worked out a lot better before the orcs showed up. Alright, let's stick with the Grey Hunter. Oh, I didn't actually want to do that. A lot of space wolves today. I'm loving it. I'm apparently not the only one who's been dying for some Space Wolves action. Oh, that was over fast. Well, alright. I guess I'll leave it there. 2 short matches equals 1 decent one, right? I'll see you folks next time, and hopefully it'll be less ranty.